I suppose the question that arises from my statement that I don't want to be seen as one of those in-your-face homotypes is, why wouldn't I want to be? So I think I'd better qualify that statement. And here it goes. There was a time that I self-censored in this way because I was afraid of what people would say, that they would judge me and that their judgment would be unfavourable. Well, a couple of million unfavourable judgments later and that ship has well and truly sailed. And nowadays I self-censor because I'm old and I'm lazy and I just can't be bothered explaining myself to fuckwits. Now that's probably a bit harsh because not everybody who assumes that my significant other is of the opposite sex is necessarily going to be an idiot. But it does mean that they have the detective skills of Helen Keller, and the level of effort required to set the record straight, if you will, is most of the time more than I can work up the enthusiasm for. And this whole in-your-face accusation is in itself bogus. I've had comments left on videos and PMs that echo the sentiment of, I don't care what you people do in the bedroom, I just don't want it thrown in my face. So what they're saying is there's nothing wrong with being gay, but I should act as if there is. That there's nothing that I should be ashamed about in being who I am, but that I should behave as if it's some embarrassing secret. That these people don't have a problem with gay people, they just don't want to hear about it and would rather pretend that I'm normal. Basically, that I should keep that whole side of my life hidden rather than throw it in their face. But I reject that accusation. I call bullshit. I'm not throwing my sexuality in their face or flaunting it. I mean, come on. It's not like I'm forcing them to watch that video of me working my way through the local rugby team. All I'm doing is talking about my partner, the person with whom I have spent the last 20 years of my life and with whom I intend to spend the rest of my life. Somebody who is my best friend, trusted companion, and without doubt, the most significant person in my life. But talking about him, unlike talking about a wife or a girlfriend or some bit of stuff that I had a one-nighter with, or even that bird over there with the big tits, is me throwing my sexuality in somebody else's face. I'm proving myself to be unable and unwilling to adhere to that code of decency which underpins our society by ensuring that sex is kept as a private thing in the bedroom. Well, that argument does not stand. So, to anybody who ever has or ever will accuse any gay person of ramming their sexuality down their throat, or throwing it in their face, or flaunting it, or whatever term they want to use to make it sound like they are being somehow put upon, I call bullshit, because it is you who are the ones making my sexual orientation the big deal, not I. I'm just talking about my life in exactly the same way that any decent person would talk about theirs. And if I self-censor, then please be assured it's not because I'm ashamed or want to spare anybody else's embarrassment. It's basically because I consider that the alternative really isn't worth my effort.